Welcome back to Ticker News. Well, tomorrow is a very big day for Cobram Estate, Australia's leading olive oil grower and producer of world-class extra virgin olive oil. They'll list on the ASX for the very first time. The move allows food-loving, business-savvy Aussies a chance to invest in this growing company. For more, it's a pleasure to welcome in CEO Rob McGavin. Welcome to Ticker News today. Great to have you. Thanks for your time. Tell us about this move. Super exciting time for the business, no doubt.
Yeah, no, certainly it is. We've been going for 23 years and we've got over 800 shareholders now, and none of the founding shareholders want to sell the entire business. We want to stay invested, and being listed allowed those that do need to sell for whatever reason to be able to have some liquidity and not take a discount in an illiquid market, and allow others hopefully to join this business.
What's the process like of making a decision like this in terms of heading onto the ASX? How long is that process for you, and why is now the right time, would you say?
Yeah, good question with a difficult answer. It's been discussed for probably realistically 15 years, and we've never felt that we've really been right for it, because we've been evolving and getting our varieties right. A lot of mistakes we'd made in the early years, rectify them, a lot of education to consumers. We wanted to make sure that the USA business was working, and it's now break even. We went there in 2014, and so we think that now we've sorted out a lot of, I suppose, the teething issues of any startup business to give ourselves a good chance of the market understanding us and understanding what we do and our position in the market.
So let's talk about what the market is saying to you right now. I have to admit, I've actually been using your products a lot recently. Like, the branding of what you guys are doing right now on the shelves in the supermarkets, it seems very strong, and that it is really cutting through. What's the market saying to you right now?
Yeah, look, there's just been an ever-increasing trend towards more natural, healthier, Australian grown, or in the case of the USA, Californian grown olive oil, and it's getting stronger and stronger. And extra virgin olive oil is simply the juice of fresh olives, and there's been no heat, chemicals or solvents used in that process, and all the other mainstream cooking oils are highly refined and don't have the health benefits but also have a lot of the negative attributes. So there's a lot going with us, because it is just truly a really good product, and the higher the quality, the greater the value to consumers. And there's no doubt that it's the antioxidants and freshness of the oil that drive the flavour and smell, but importantly it drives the health, and health is the major thing. And there's a lot of scientific evidence around extra virgin olive oil's importance in a balanced diet to help prevent a lot of the chronic diseases that everyone's suffering. Not everyone, but Western worlds.
Sure. Before we talk about your move into America, tell us about the Australian market at the moment in terms of olive oil. Everywhere you go, people are cooking with it. It's heavily involved in people's diets. As you say there, we're becoming more conscious. What's the market like in Australia right now?
Look, it's really terrific, but it was so tough when we started. The imported oil in Australia was large and growing. When we first started, it was about 1 litre per capita consumption. It's now around 2, but all of that market was taken by importers, and they were selling extra light and pure, which is a really inferior, refined product made from rotten olives, basically, that isn't fit for human consumption until they refine it. So they tricked it up and sold it in Australia as extra light and pure. And 70% of the market when we started was extra light and pure. And extra virgin was like, oh, well, this is this other good oil, and you should use it just for salads or cold dishes. And we've had to dispel a lot of myths, educate the trade, educate consumers, and just keep telling people about how extra virgin olive oil is safer and better to cook in than all the other mainstream oils, and the science proves that. And that are overpriced, inferior products that you actually don't need. Buy extra virgin and buy the highest quality you can, and try and get it in your diet every day. And it's really as simple as that. And we've had to educate in a way that, taking people to the grove, showing them we crush all the olives within 4 hours to lock in the freshness. It's a fresh product. It goes off with time. Once you open it, use it in 4 to 6 weeks. We've published 18 peer-reviewed research projects since we started, just trying to get higher quality at lower cost, and educate the consumer and work out best before dates and all those things. So, yeah, it's a overnight success. It's taken 20 years.
As they say. So you've broken into the Australian market clearly. Tick that box. Tell us about America. What are the plans there?
Yeah, so we went to the US really out of a little bit of frustration. We were consulting to growers and universities there, and they weren't growing the same way we do in Australia. So they're using pretty much one variety that has a lot lower antioxidants, which means lower health benefits, lower shelf life, lower stability, in a really super high density way. Think a grapevine. You're growing olive trees like a grapevine, but it's only suited to one variety, and it's 1,600 trees per hectare. We plant 350 trees per hectare, so any variety can grow, and the varieties are really important to drive the different flavours and the different levels of antioxidants. And so we've gone there and sort of rolled out that model. We spent the first period of time working with growers, taking their supply, looking for land to plant ourselves, doing that in a modest way, and really developing the market. And it's been difficult, because it always is, but what's really pleasing is that everything that works in Australia works over there, whether it's educating consumers, educating the trade, processing, milling, growing, and every time we divert away from what worked in Australia, it doesn't work. So it's a pretty simple recipe, and our sales are so strong now that we really need to up the ante on plantings, which we're doing, to support that growth. And hopefully a lot of other growers over there will continue on that journey with us and supply us their fruit, and that we can show them how to make more profit from the way we grow the olives and share our proprietary technology with them.
Such an exciting time, Rob. Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us on Ticker News. And yeah, go for it.
Yeah, really exciting opportunity, because the USA is just such a massive market. You know, it's their per capita consumption is increasing rapidly. It's half of ours at the moment, and they're really after Californian produced oil, and they're suffering the same issues that Australia was 10, 15 years ago. So with 350 million people, massive market, it is a great opportunity for us that we're excited to execute on.
Mate, we're excited to watch. Love a great Australian story, and now heading over to the States. So keep us up to date, and we'll talk really soon.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Cheers.